it's going all over the world. See, but people see only what's on stage. Kelly Boy going to remove the curtain and he's going to share the story and things that happen behind the scenes. So please welcome up Kelly Boy.
We've been blessed for so many years, performing and entertaining. It's been a true blessing, performing with my children. And everywhere we go, there's one thing that people come up and they say, wow, what a beautiful family, and you're so blessed. I've been married for 32 years to my wife. We was married at 20 years old. We were both young. I married a pastor's daughter. I grew up in Waianae. I grew up in Makaha. And my dad, he was an awesome dad. I loved my dad. But, my dad had a ugly side too. He had a lot of anger issues. And I saw my mom and dad, go through one bad separation and divorce. And I seen my dad beat my mom, and my dad would beat us, and he would beat me, especially when I got out of line. And I remember some of the beatings that I got. I said to myself, man, if I ever become one dad, I'm not gonna beat my kids like that, or I'm not gonna hurt them. I grew up to be the same person as my dad was. Most people, they think, Kelly Boy, he's the nicest guy in the world, but I have an other side too. I carried my dad's anger issues, and I noticed it many years ago when my son Capeno was going to college. We were looking at this exotic car that was parked in this parking lot up in Emeryville in San Francisco. Some wise guy was yelling over at us over the railing, and he was making some comments like, "Hey, get away from the car." And we wasn't touching the car or anything. We were just admiring the car, And I remember seeing my son's rage. Like, he was yelling at him, and I realized for the first time that not only I was like my dad, I had this anger issue, but I was passing it down to my next generation. When we get into that kind of anger like that, my anger, I would black out. I can hear my wife yelling at me, stop. I cannot hear them. I mean, I can, but I'm just blocking things out, And I was just I'm just a big control freak, and I put this control on them, like, I want things this way, I want it my way. And it was all good when they were kids, Penna Boy, I got so mad with him because he got his girlfriend pregnant. Shucks, I got my wife pregnant, and she was a pastor's daughter, We wasn't married, so why I get so mad? Why did I get so, I just, my control, I wanted to be in control. Then me and my youngest, Lilo, years later, we got into the biggest fight. I mean, this was the first one. The other kids, when I yell at them, they just put their head down, and Lilo, I yelled at her. She threw blows with me in my living room one day, And we got past that, and then we got into another fight just before we were going to one gig at Duke's Waikiki. And bro, that was it. She moved out. She didn't want any part of it. And, and then last but not least, my baby, my first baby girl, the one that when she was born, I changed my whole life. God changed my whole life. I was this drug addict on ice, and I was gone. And I said to the Lord, I said, you give me that baby girl, Lord, I'm going to stop all of this stuff I'm going to put past me. And when Kalenaku was born, I called her my right-hand man, even though she's my daughter, but, she was my right hand, and that was a camel that broke, the straw that broke the camel's back when her and I got into it. Because, the look of disgust that she had in her face, towards me, the one that's supposed to protect her and love her, I couldn't bear it. She would come to our gigs and she wouldn't even look at me, I just didn't know how to let go, Especially Hawaiians, bro. We shame for share this kind of stuff. I shame for be here crying in front of you guys. And on a very positive note, we looking at each other again. And we smiling at each other again.
I believe still missing in my life since I've been away. A love that comforts me.
All I want is my children to look at me with love in their eyes, you know? And you know, now my son, he comes over. My Lilo, she moved in, she got married and she moved in with us. Kaneohe, upstairs in the back, you know, her and her husband. And my Kalena always calls me and she goes, "Hello, Father." That's her.
Wrap my arms around you, never let go.
You know, I'm not going. Pastor Ellie told me, "Kelly boy, we're not going to stop getting angry. You know, you go getting upset, you know, but I'm not going to that dark side." And here's my kids. This is my Kalena Ku. This is my Lilo right here. My son Kapena. And I am blessed.
The sense of time cannot erase the tears, the memories we've shared. And now that I'm away, I miss you more each day. Your gentle winds, they calm my raging heart. Your starry, starry nights, your breathless waves that crash against the shore.